for a moment. Okay. Kevin should have controls now.
Right. Great. Thanks. So, guys, this is Kevin McManus, and I just wanted to obviously show you some examples, and to just follow up on what Darren said. We see different models. We see models where there's existing portals that are providing some type of information, things like inventory, sales status, maybe some basic communications, and really the idea of bringing data in there. Previously in the past would be sometimes an unsurmountable effort to get that information in. So what we do is help companies that have their business object system, they have that data, they have those that need, and integrate that information in. So I believe everybody can see my screen. I'm showing what would be an example of what we call a branded portal, and this could be either for value add or something that is, depending on the contracts that people have with customers, is actually charged as an additional service. Okay. So in a typical system, what you would have is, again, Darren mentioned a reports tab. So at the very basic level, you're going to have reports, report parts, information that you want to give to that user. Based on their security, they would have access to certain reports and be able to access those. From a content management system, not everything is pure data. So having the ability to present the information, not only in terms of numbers and tables and graphs, but also be able to collaborate with people that are viewing that data, let them post questions about that information, and even share that information with social networks. As well as things like customer polls. So getting interactive with the people that are viewing this information adds a level of value to it beyond just delivering a report, to their email account. Again, in terms of dashboards, obviously there's lots of different ways to present that information. The key is understanding what are the decision-making processes that a person uses in terms of either, again, buying a product or managing their inventory. So whatever that process is, being able to make sure that that user has, in as few clicks as possible, has access to the information and has that self-service capability, to organize that information in a way that's meaningful to them and give them that ability to make a decision on whatever their data that they're looking at as easy as possible. So again, through dashboarding, through the ability for a user to log into a portal and instantly get access to information, the value of that information increases, whether it's, again, part of a dashboard, a report, within the context of some information. Another thing we see is simple document management. So within these systems, you also have static information. That could be in the form of a PDF, a newsletter, could be an annual report. It could be other content that you want to make available through that portal. And then, of course, the normal self-service capabilities you would have for that user to manage their passwords, to keep their contact information up to date. In the area of security, again, what's the norm is that the business object security role has a big play on that. So in terms of what data that a user sees, you want to, there are ways to make it very straightforward and easy to administrate, but so that when that user is running that report, they're only seeing the information based on the business rules that you've determined that they can see. and that uses really a lot of that same BusinessObjects rules that you use today. I'm going to just jump over to another example here. So from a branding standpoint, we really see two different scenarios. Again, one where you would see the logo of the company that's logging in. So if you gave your portal access to Coke and Pepsi, they would each see their own logo as they log into that system. The second type is where it's a branded portal about your company. So this is where they would log in, again, instantly see information and get value, but then it would be get branded as an offering from your company. And that would coincide with not just the logo, but the color schemes of the reports and dashboards, so that you get a very cohesive look and feel for what they're getting out of that portal or what you're charging for that portal. So again, things like documents can have a slightly different set of content depending on who they are. Things like the articles and posts, you can determine what is important to them and how quickly does the information that you want to distribute out to them change. So in the past, you would send out a newsletter and hope that someone would read it. With these monetized portals, what you're doing is putting out information, sending an alert, getting people to come to this portal, not just to access data, but really get information about all the things that affect them. So this is an example of where the business can control the content, add articles, add posts, update links, really continuing to provide value in both quantitative and qualitative sets of information. What we normally see, of course, is there's also portal administration. So in a normal scenario, certain roles of people have access to administrate the system, whether it be document uploads or security administration. And the idea is whether you're a user or an administrator, you have one place to go to control the system. So it's an IT product that's delivered, but the business can actually maintain the content, whether it be everything from security to documents, to reports, to dashboards. So in this quick example here, these are web intelligence created content. So you're reusing the BusinessObjects system that you already have, but again, through web technologies and portals, you're able to provide that high value data without the user having to do a lot of steps to get that information. Darren, did you want me to continue on the slides, or did you want to for me to go through those?
Yes, why don't you finish out with the remainder of the slides?
Okay, great. Okay. So again, based on working with customers in all these different type of portal arrangements, really come across a lot of best practices that we wanted to share with you. So some of the do's and don'ts, again, self-service is really the expectation of business intelligence in this decade. So we want to make it extremely simple process to make sure that signing up for an account and getting access to information is a very streamlined and automated process. So using bursting, using data restrictions at the database level, we want to make sure that the system is reusable and is tightly integrated with the security that the portal needs. So some of the don'ts is, creating complex processes to set up new users. So in the past, we see a lot of BusinessObjects organizations that have a certain person, and that person's responsible for setting up new accounts. So we want to make sure that that process from setup to access is extremely simple. It doesn't require really on a lot of people to make that happen. Again, multiple authentication protocols. The whole idea of an integrated portal is that you have a single way of doing sign-on and authentication. So obviously BusinessObjects provides some great hooks that allow that type of integrated security to happen. And from a technology standpoint, what we really try to push is the reusability of the application. So in our experience, once one portal is set up, there'll be other business opportunities. So you really want to make sure that the technology is set up as a service that other platforms can use. So some of the do's around business requirements. The idea here again is provide simple access through a web page to provide the consumption of the content, be it the dashboards and reports, provide the authoring tools right within that system, and equip the business to create that content and use that as a sales tool. So what you want to do is on these systems is not tie them into the normal IT process of creating reports and dashboards. Those are, there's a time and place for that. But when you're doing a customer-facing portal, the content has to rapidly change to match the business, what the business needs to deliver, and so that process needs to be given to the business to maintain. Again, a static portal is one that people will not go into very often, and we want to make sure it's of high value. So it needs to be very dynamic and connected to the data, and make it very, again, automated and easy for people to access. So we want to make sure that they're not having to click through 3 or 4 different levels to get to the information. It needs to be really within 1 or 2 clicks to get access to that information. So again, customer requirements are around self-service account management, making it very simple to add new users and new companies to get access to this system. Very easy for the business to control the security of those companies as they sign up in terms of what access level they get to. And making it very seamless. So whether you've got an existing web application or an existing portal, making it totally seamless access, so there's one place to go for all your information. So you want to steer away from, again, that disconnected model for account management that may be necessary for internal access to data, but when you're doing a monetized portal or outward customer-facing portal, you want to make it very, very simple to get access. And we definitely need to have, there's a focus on compliance, auditing, knowing who has access, what data, when. We see lots of examples where the data does get down from a summary level down into a very low level of data, where things like HIPAA compliance and healthcare and other personal information needs to be accessed in order to provide that value. So we want to make sure that those requirements and compliance needs are met within the system. And again, the idea of making sure that it's very easy to add new content. So I showed some examples again before where it's very easy to add new reports, add new dashboards. It needs to be something